Hey guys, welcome to the Greasy Sports Podcast. Back for another
This
interesting week.
video is sponsored by Fraudulent Gopher Football.
I'm not even mad about that because he's right.
You can go ahead now.
Yeah, he's right. So that's where we're gonna start. Actually, we got one thing we gotta get out of the way first. Producer Bo has something he'd like to say to everyone in the greaseball world.
Hello, everyone. I'm not used to being behind or in front of the camera, I should say, but here I am with my Gopher sweatshirt on last week. As you know, I talked about how Gophers had a chance to make the Big Ten championship. Obviously, they did if they won out, and Wisconsin won out. And I also said to these guys who said the only team from the West who's competent and has a chance to even win the Big Ten would be Wisconsin. And I told them that was silly. And now there's only one thing left to do after that terrible Friday night game with Iowa. Wisconsin football, baby! Let's go!
I think jump
Let's
around.
go.
I think jump
Let's
around
go.
starts playing at this point.
Okay, I have to say though, guys, Indiana after that 24-0 win over Michigan State, are you not on board with Indiana still?
No.
Well, next week they play Ohio State, and I'm still gonna stick on them. I'll let you guys get into it, but I had to say that Gophers frauds, PJ Fleck, terrible.
They're losing recruits. They're gonna lose recruits over the start of the season.
You're right. After last year, they had to seem like they were gonna get a lot of recruits. Now,
And now it's on a downward slope.
all right, I'll let you guys get into it. Lucas, you can move on back.
Go Badgers.
But yeah, so we'll start with the Gophers and how disappointing they were. Them and Iowa were both 1-2, I believe, going into this game, and you would think it should be kind of an even matchup. I mean, Iowa's had Minnesota's numbers in the last few years, but I don't think there's a single person on earth who would actually think that it would be basically a 35-0 game. That last touchdown, that's garbage time. That was a morale boost. They were just... I was so done with it. I was so done with it.
Shout out to Jack Plum. That's my boy right there. Offensive line.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Go Hawkeyes. Yeah, Gophers are fraud. Season's done. PJ Fleck, I don't think his job's in jeopardy, but not looking good. Might lose some recruits after that. Tough look for Gopher football.
Wisconsin coming back.
Yeah.
Wisconsin played for the
100%.
first time in 2-3 weeks.
They beat the socks off of Michigan.
Michigan was frauds. I said that last week.
Yes, they are.
But I didn't say this out loud, but in my head I thought I can only really take Wisconsin seriously is if they come off this 2-week bye week and they just beat the fucking brakes off of Michigan.
And what did they do?
They beat the fucking brakes off of them.
Yeah.
And so now, I mean, I wasn't someone who was going to say, I don't take Wisconsin seriously, but after seeing this, it's like, well, you can lean more towards they have a chance to dethrone Ohio State, maybe. But, I mean...
Ooh, that's too much to tell right now.
That's too much to tell right now.
We have to see Indiana play Ohio State first.
No. Ohio State's going to win.
I think they're going to wipe the floor with Indiana.
Yes, they're going to freaking put them off the face of this earth.
Indiana won 24-0 against Michigan State.
Michigan State's garbage.
They're garbage, but I mean, they played solid football. I mean, they got playmakers in offense.
They beat Michigan, so
I know how bad I was wrong last week, and that my picks shouldn't really mean anything this week. However, I am still going to stick with my pick of Indiana over Ohio State next week. Do I think that they are actually going to win? No, but I'm going to select Indiana. I think that they have a shot. Now, Ohio State obviously didn't get to play Maryland.
So you're taking them just for the pick so it's on paper.
So it's on paper.
You genuinely cannot back up them beating Ohio State.
you might be here again. Actually, no, you will be here again apologizing.
And if that happens, that's fine. But I like the idea of Wisconsin coming out of the West and Indiana or Ohio State coming out of the East. Now,
by next week, it's just me, Wisconsin, Indiana, or Wisconsin, Ohio State.
Probably. That might be the whole Big Ten and the only thing to talk about after this. Obviously, in the West, Iowa still has a chance now if things go their way and they win out. Northwestern's still undefeated, but they're not going to be.
I actually was surprised with that.
I picked Purdue to win that Northwestern game.
I think I picked Northwestern.
Yeah, I think I was the only one.
You picked Northwestern and you did pick Purdue, but yeah.
You picked Louisville over Virginia.
And they lost, I'm assuming.
Virginia won, man.
Yeah.
Can't go against my team.
Right. You also put upset watch on Boston College, and that did not.
Mm-mm.
Who'd they play?
Mm-mm.
Notre Dame.
Oh, I knew Notre Dame was winning that.
But anyways, back to the Indiana thing. Indiana has a chance to come out of the East, and again, if Ohio State and the COVID thing, because they didn't get to play this week, if they don't get to play that game, Indiana is gonna, well, no, because they'll have a bye as well, won't they? Yeah. So what happens if they're both undefeated then?
If it's Indiana and Ohio State,
Right.
they probably just go by common opponents or.
But they can't be.
Oh, then Ohio State will go because they've beaten teams by way more points.
Yeah, and well, I think that at that point they got to favor rankings, and if they're undefeated at that point in the season, it's gonna be.
Are you talking about Indiana and Ohio State, right?
Yeah, if the game does not happen on Saturday, both teams most likely will still win the rest of their schedule.
Yeah.
Actually, Indiana plays Wisconsin.
Highly doubt they
That's
will.
another good game coming up. Indiana plays
Highly
Wisconsin.
doubt Indiana will beat Wisconsin. Where is it even being played at?
Hold on, give me 10.
If it's at Camp Randall, no
Talk
chance. If it's
Even
in
if
Indiana,
it's in
still no
Indiana.
chance.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. If it's in Indiana, there's still going to be no chance.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, virtual jump around is gonna absolutely throttle Indiana.
Right now, Indiana's the number 9 seed. Right now, Wisconsin's number 10.
So
I'm just knowing.
Wisconsin's going to win.
If it comes to tiebreakers, Indiana is at a disadvantage
Yes.
Right.
because
So
a
you're
lot of this
saying
is going to go to
Indiana
polls.
wants this game to be played.
Yeah, they want it to be played because if it's you'd rather have it be left to what happens on the football field because anything can happen. But if you leave it into the minds of voters and who gets to decide if they get to go to a championship or to like college football playoff in that very rare instance,
Wisconsin,
you
Ohio
would
State.
you would rather just take your chances playing Ohio State.
I think you're right. Realistically, the Big Ten championship will be a repeat of last year. It'll be Wisconsin and Ohio State, and I don't know which way to lean yet. I think that it's an easy pick to take Ohio State. We don't really know how great Graham Mertz and Wisconsin are.
As of right now, I would take Ohio State.
Right. I would as well.
I will take Wisconsin with this one, obviously because I'm from there. But
Really?
oh, really? Yeah. But I will say, this is my hot take right now. By the end of this season, Wisconsin will be top 5.
Well, hold on. If they beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship, though.
Are you talking before conference championship
Before
week?
conference championship week, they'll be top 5.
If they
So
go
going
undefeated,
into the Ohio State game, they'll be top 5. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair because they'll have to beat Indiana at that point.
that's like a stove is like
I
low,
agree with
medium
that.
to medium heat kind of take.
Actually, I 100% agree with him if they win out. Because here's Wisconsin's schedule. They're 10 right now. Next week, they have 19 Northwestern.
Dumb.
Obviously, if they win that, they are in first place because Northwestern is the only other undefeated team in the West. Then they have Minnesota for the Axe. I think that they'll wipe the floor with Minnesota. However, rivalry game, anything can happen. 2 years ago, Minnesota shouldn't have beaten Wisconsin in Camp Randall, and they did somehow. I think it's just because
PJ Fleck is gonna grow hair again just so it can turn white.
I think you're right. But again, you can never count out a rivalry game. Then Wisconsin and Indiana, again, I think it's going to be a tough matchup. And then Wisconsin and Iowa, we don't really know how good Iowa is yet. Obviously, they look good against the Gophers, but anyone can look good against the Gophers. And so then that is the end of Wisconsin's schedule there. So if they win their next 4 games and then go to the Big Ten championship, I definitely agree with them being number 5. Now, if they beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship,
Top 3.
if it is, no, do you think they go to the playoff?
They have to.
Top
I
3.
agree.
It's a Power 5 conference, and typically what we've seen in the college football playoff format, if pending it happens, is
1 through 4.
it's yeah, it's 1 through 4, but usually they rank it based on how conference championship play goes.
Yes.
So it's like SEC team is like an automatic bid, ACC team is almost an automatic bid, but I think it's gonna be really tough. I mean, Wisconsin has to win the Big Ten championship. Like, if they want to
order
make
to
it,
get in, yes.
they absolutely have to, because if they beat Ohio State, that knocks Ohio State off. And so then Wisconsin will take probably the 4th seed because, honestly, I think it would be...
It'd be too generous.
It'd be Bama, number 1. It'd be Notre Dame, 2.
Over Clemson if Trevor Lawrence is back?
They beat them. That's the thing. Are they going to have a conference championship game? Would they play each other?
They're ACC. They're both ACC, so yeah.
Do you want to hear the
Do they have
AP top
divisions, though?
25 as of 8 hours ago?
What?
Did you guys want to hear the AP top 25 as of 8 hours ago?
No, hold on. I want to look at the ACC.
No, they're technically Notre Dame is independent, but they joined the ACC this
They're
season.
ACC this year, then that means.
Yes.
Because
So,
no one would play them. We said that last week. So
I don't know if they're.
they don't have divisions. It's just ranking. So it'd just be the top 2 teams. So I mean, whoever. That's the thing. If Clemson beats them and they're both 1-loss teams going into that,
I would choose Clemson.
you might have to take both of them.
Wait. How do you expect Notre Dame to lose a game?
If they play Clemson in ACC championship, if they have a championship game.
That's
True,
what
they
you're
might
talking
they
about.
might have. To
There's
take
no
both
one
of them.
else undefeated in that conference.
No, it's just Miami's 6-1 and they're ranked number 12. But honestly, they played Clemson. They got the snot beat out of them. Like they're out. They're out of contention.
You're saying SEC or ACC championship is going to be Notre Dame and Clemson rematch.
It's gonna be Notre Dame Clemson rematch, and for
Oh
college.
my gosh! So you're saying that whoever wins that is for sure going to go to the.
Yes, but whoever
We're
loses,
saying
if
there's
Notre
still
Dame,
a possibility.
if Notre Dame, okay, here's the scenario: if Notre Dame wins and they beat them with Trevor Lawrence,
Clemson's not in.
Clemson's not in. They are out. They're done. Trevor Lawrence is done with college unless he says, "Fuck the Jets. I don't want to go. I don't want to play a bug-eyed Adam Gase. Fuck that weirdo. I am going to stay in college and win another ring." Because
But if Clemson wins,
that's when it gets tough.
then they both go.
But then no, not for sure, because. I mean, I think it's likely that they both go, but you have to see how the SEC plays out, because I think Bama's a lock, but Florida, they're a 1-loss team.
Florida is
5-1, 6th in the nation right now.
What about Oklahoma?
Fuck the Big 12. Fuck the Big 12. They can stay out of the.
Oklahoma's not even in the top.
They don't play
They're
real
18
defense
right now. They're
Hey,
one spot ahead of Northwestern.
dude, they used to be top 4 a lot, so that's just.
I'm pretty sure Oklahoma's been in almost every college football playoff, and they get the shit kicked out of them every single time.
Yeah, mostly.
It's because they don't play real fucking defense in the Big 12. Like, the Big 12 is really fun. You get some good quarterbacks out there. You get some good playmakers. And then you get some good defensive players who literally carry their, shitty defenses throughout the entire season. But it's nothing. You always hear about offensive coordinators and offensive head coaches coming out of the Big 12.
So basically what you're saying, though, is if Wisconsin wins the Big 10, all right?
They're in.
Yeah, they're in. So it'll be Alabama, Clemson, if Clemson wins, Notre Dame, because they're a hot team. They're playing very, very well.
Lucas, this is what
and
we can say.
Wisconsin.
The lock right now is, if anything is a lock, is Alabama and Notre Dame. Because even if Notre Dame loses to Clemson in the championship, that only ensures Clemson gets in. Notre Dame most likely still gets in that scenario.
Yes.
The only thing that Notre Dame can do in that is eliminate Clemson from the. If they beat them twice, Clemson's not in.
Especially if they beat them with Trevor Lawrence, and it's like, okay, maybe they are legit. Because I'm
Right.
buying Notre Dame as a real team, but I just think that Trevor Lawrence is in. They win that game. But here's another twist. That fucks everything up. Florida's in the SEC East and Alabama's in the SEC West. So they are likely going to be the SEC championship game because Georgia lost to Florida and Georgia's a 2-loss team. And Alabama's the only undefeated team in the SEC West, and I don't think they're going to lose to. I mean, do they play Texas A&M this year?
Texas A&M actually has been showing up.
Texas A&M been showing up. I mean, Jimbo Fisher turned them around. They haven't been this good since they had Manziel.
Yeah.
But I still think, I mean, SEC championship, I'm still saying Alabama, Florida, and that's what's going to come down to. So, I mean, it's whoever wins the SEC, and...
So what you're saying is, if Florida beats Alabama in the SEC championship, that almost makes Florida have to get in. That doesn't necessarily kick Alabama out, though.
No,
does it?
and that's why it will get really.
That'll get really tough.
It's gonna get fucking hairy.
Alabama does not play Texas A&M the rest of the year. I just checked it.
Okay, so Texas A&M, if they want a chance to make it into the SEC championship, they have to hope Alabama loses.
To Kentucky, Auburn, or Arkansas?
Not a flying fuck.
Auburn's
chance.
23rd, but I don't see it.
I got nothing.
It's going to be insane. I mean, we just have to wait and see how all these play out because we're going off of a lot of assumptions right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good thing because, like, you're seeing, with what you're saying, if Florida legit, do you think Florida legit has a chance to beat Alabama, number 1 versus number 6?
Yes.
Okay, so then you're really telling me right now that the only lock is Notre Dame.
And that is if they...
If Notre Dame loses,
The
because they
only
just
lock
beat-
right now is Alabama. Honestly,
They're
That's not even a lock.
because Florida. If Florida beats them, they're gone.
no.
Because the ACC could have 2 teams, or the SEC could have 2 teams. It's
Big-
whichever one gets more than
See,
one.
that's
But
why
normally
Ohio
they always
State-
try to get at least one Big Ten school in there, like Ohio State, Penn
No,
State.
here's the thing about the Big Ten though,
Wisconsin.
unless it's Ohio State, like if Wisconsin beats Ohio State, that's where they could get effed. The Big Ten, if
Because
it's,
they missed 2 games.
right, that's where they could get effed. And so the Big Ten, for whatever reason, they don't think it's strong enough, will never send 2 teams. But whoever wins it has a good chance of getting in, especially if it's Ohio State.
Big Ten's
If
strong
Wisconsin,
ACC.
like, I think the only reason Wisconsin would be 110% because I think those ACC teams and the SEC teams might be favorited to add a second
Right.
team in,
Absolutely.
and they could kick out Wisconsin. But if Wisconsin plays in the Big Ten championship game and they look like they handled Ohio State, if Ohio State keeps this run that they're on,
I'm gonna say 24-10. Then they'll keep it.
yeah. But I don't think it's going to be that low scoring of a game.
won't.
There's no way they keep it. I mean,
won't.
someone's putting up at least 30. They're both going to go 30 probably. Wisconsin's got a great defense, so.
Yeah.
What I think, and this is just me, and I'd like to hear your guys' take on. Obviously, we're talking about way in the future, and then we'll get into our picks of our week. But I think that I don't see Florida beating Alabama, so I'm going to say Alabama's getting in. I like the lock on Notre Dame. I don't think that anyone can beat. Or I don't think that even if they lose to Clemson, that Notre Dame is also in no matter what. And for the 3 spot, or that other slot, I'm going to say the winner of the Big Ten. Because I don't know if it's going to be Ohio State. I think it will be Ohio State. But I'm going to say either Ohio State, Wisconsin, or Indiana. One of those 3.
Get that shit out of here.
Oh my
Get that shit out of here.
Come on. I'm just okay. But anyways, it's going to be the winner of the Big Ten.
Bro,
and then,
don't say Indiana again.
No, I'm not going to. Only one team from the Big Ten can get it.
I know.
And then
But just don't say Indiana.
that 4th team.
There's no scenario where Indiana gets in.
No way.
Indiana could fuck up a lot of stuff.
They
if
just
beat
got
someone.
If they went out and
The head coach's son for Indiana just got hurt.
hold on, but you're telling me this is Indiana's remaining schedule, not easy. Next week, Ohio State in Ohio State. The week after that,
That's over.
right? And if they do, then obviously I'm not going to talk about it anymore if they lose to them. Then they got Maryland again, not easy, and then they have in Wisconsin. If they let's just say some crazy scenario, they win out, and then they're playing probably. Well, if they beat Wisconsin, then they're probably playing a lower team or still Wisconsin if everyone keeps losing over in the West, and they beat whoever that is in the Big Ten championship because it can't be Ohio State. Do you see them getting in then if they win out? They've beaten a lot of ranked teams then. Because remember, when they beat Penn State, they were ranked 8. When they beat Michigan, they were ranked 13.
Both those teams are hot garbage, though.
What?
Both those teams are hot garbage, though. They both ended up being shit. Penn State, they played what,
They were
Northwestern?
ranked when they beat them.
I
That
don't
has
think
to
they won
say
a game
something.
yet.
Penn State doesn't win a game yet. It doesn't matter if they're ranked. It's like, I mean, the record shows what the team is. They're 0-4. They're not a good team.
Michigan lost to already 3 Big Ten schools.
Okay, that's not the question though. If Indiana wins out in some crazy scenario,
No.
There's
do
no
they make? They
scenario.
still don't make it in.
No.
How?
Because
They're
the
trash.
Ohio
the
State-
college football playoff committee is going to favor getting in another ACC team and probably another SEC team. They might just do 2 and 2.
Okay, well then how do you guys? And I hear that. I agree.
I'm not saying it's the right thing.
No, I hear what you're saying. I think that's fair. That 2 ACC, 2 SEC is very likely. I could see Alabama, Florida, and then Clemson, Notre Dame. I could see that, which you're saying. But then how do you, if you say that about Indiana, rationally say that Wisconsin gets in if they went out then? After having
Because
2
they're
less
a
games.
force to be reckoned with in general.
That doesn't mean that doesn't.
Also, the history
how does
behind
make
that.
sense? Please speak on that. How do you? It's the same situation.
I think it's just the program. I mean, if you look at a team like Wisconsin, they're consistently in it. They're always a good team. They're always ranked. They're always fighting. They beat good teams every year. And, you see a team like Indiana who's kind of a one-year wonder. You kind of doubt, like, okay, is this going to, like, sell the few tickets that we'll have at college football playoff? Is this
So
the
when you give
program?
them the Rose Bowl and call it good?
There won't be a Rose Bowl. There won't be big bowl games, probably.
They are looking at doing bowl.
I mean, if they do bowl games, I mean, give them a New Year's game. Give them the Rose Bowl if that's not a college football playoff game this year.
Or what? Yeah, if it's not one, yeah. Give
But-
them obviously a.
Give them a New Year's game. Give them one of the big New Year's 6 games and then see what happens. But I just don't I think they're at such a disadvantage. If they, like, literally for some strange fucking reason just beat the shit out of Ohio State and went out, then I could see
They're not
it.
going to beat the crap out of them.
Exactly. If they squeaked by Ohio State, like, if you could watch, like, if you watch the game,
Like what
and
they did with Penn State in 2-point conversion to win it in overtime.
if it was something like, okay, Ohio State,
Penn State in overtime.
if it was literally a game,
They didn't have an identity then.
if it was a fucking game where, like, it was just like a bad call, like a bad penalty, bad play call, like the ball bounces a weird way.
Okay, but then and I hear that, but then they'd still have to beat Wisconsin if they beat Ohio State.
I just don't think they'd be favored by the committee. I'm not saying that, like, if they did win out, I would say put them in, because me being the Big Ten fanatic I am, I would say put them in, but I just don't think they will. I just don't think they will if that scenario happens. Why am I wasting my breath on this fucking scenario?
I would rather watch Wisconsin get beat by at least 10 in the SEC. You know,
Big Ten.
no. Did I say SEC? I'm
said
sorry.
SEC.
I meant in like the championship round.
Which championship?
The semifinal, he's saying.
Like the semifinals.
You're talking about college football playoffs.
College
Okay.
football playoffs. Then Indiana just completely gets smacked around by.
That might be the best thing that you said about that. Is that's very true. When you balance it that way, if it's a close game between Wisconsin and Indiana, if for some reason Indiana gets by Ohio State, which again I don't think so, they're just my pick. If Wisconsin and if they're very close, then yeah, I would almost want to take a Wisconsin in that scenario as well, because they have a better chance at making it in against the SEC or ACC schools. Mm-hmm. So I hear what you're saying there. I just think that you can't leave out an undefeated team and take like a one-loss or SEC or ACC team.
We won't know anything for sure until conference championship week. That's all we know. This is going to be, like, every single year in the college football playoff, we've had issues with, like, who deserves to be in and who deserves to be out. And this year is going to be even worse just because of, like, you know, teams missing games and, you know, teams opting out and, you know, obviously Notre Dame having to join a conference, which they should be in a conference in the first place. Them playing as independent is why I have never – this is the only year I have any, like, sliver of respect for Notre Dame's football team because they're in a conference. Yeah. When you play independent – I'm sorry, that's pussy shit.
You're playing against
it really is.
Teams.
It really is. You're playing anybody that can, you know, afford, you know, pads and a helmet and jerseys. That's it. So, that's how I feel about it.
So I think we did a good job of diving deep into how we think that the committee's going to go. Do you want to make your picks for next week, or do you want to have anything else to say?
Yeah, because I'm really confused on half this.
What do you mean?
It says Coastal Carolina is ranked 15th, while Marshall's also ranked 15th.
That's different polls.
Polls.
There's coaches and AP.
Personally, I'd pick Coastal Carolina, but
all right.
Just because it's different.
I got connections.
Okay, Big Ten, you ready, guys?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Purdue at Minnesota.
Minnesota. I'm sorry. I will go. Like, hand me the sweatshirt if you want. This way. We'll go Minnesota this round.
I'm gonna agree with that because as much as I've been, you know, kind of shitting on PJ Fleck, he's a leader. He can get the guys behind him. I think they're gonna come out and they're gonna play better than they have the last 3 weeks.
It's at Minnesota, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't waste too much breath, but you want to know why I'm gonna pick Minnesota in this one? Because they have to win it. Because if they don't win it,
Program's in trouble.
There you go.
Program is in trouble. PJ Fleck, his reputation in trouble. And then you start seeing even more recruits say, why do I want to play for this guy?
And then you're at risk of not making a bowl game. Because then if you lose to that, you have to beat Wisconsin. And yeah, you know what I mean?
And with a limited amount of bowls, you need to be a good, worthy team. You need to show to the committees that you can play in a bowl game. And so far, Minnesota looks like they shouldn't even step on the field right now.
Agreed. Number 9, Indiana. At number 3, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
You guys know my pick.
How do you
I'm
do
going
that?
Indiana.
Let's go Buckeyes.
All right. Michigan State at Maryland.
Maryland.
Taluya.
I believe in
It's Talia, but yeah.
Talia.
You said
I believe in other Tua.
Other Tua?
Yeah.
Right-handed Tua?
He's righty Tua. He's the one that Tua's dad.
He's short. He's like Russell Wilson.
I mean, Tua kind of is too. Tua's only like 5.
Tua's very small.
He's 5'11" tops.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I got Maryland in that one as well. Illinois at Nebraska. Illinois getting their first win this weekend at Rutgers in overtime.
Nebraska.
Or actually, Nebraska. I also got Nebraska. Nebraska looked good in their first win at home this year. They get another home game.
Illinois got a long way to go.
Iowa at Penn State. Would we say it together? I think this is a 3-2-1. We haven't done this in a while. 3, 2, 1. Iowa. Number 10, Wisconsin at number 19, Northwestern. Have to go to Illinois for this one now. Over in Northwestern.
That's Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin at North. Oh, yeah. You say
I'm making my game picks.
It's
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
I'm also going to pick Wisconsin Northwestern. Best program start in program history in quite some time, but I think you're going to run into too hard of a force here. You got games on ABC at 3:30. Michigan at Rutgers. I think this game's a toss-up.
I'm gonna go Michigan. I put my faith in Harbaugh.
Harbaugh has to win this game. Do you think Harbaugh can walk around Ann Arbor, Michigan, if he goes there and he loses to fucking Rutgers and he's 1-4 and he's supposed to be the savior of the program?
Has Rutgers won a game?
They're
Yeah.
1-3. They're both 1-3.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still gonna give mine to Michigan.
I mean, Michigan's favored. They should be. They're more talented than what their record says.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt,
I just think Harbaugh gets outcoached every week,
which is surprising.
which is
Again?
weird.
Same thing as the Minnesota game. I'm picking Michigan simply for the fact because they have to win, or they are in.
There's a lot of have-tos this year. For it
Yeah.
being this early in the season and what's on the line, there are so many
You
have-tos.
say this early in the season, but we're actually in the second half of the season.
But I'm just not used to seeing the season being
So short.
wound down after what is this? What week? It's week 12 technically.
Welcome to COVID. It is week 12.
It's week 12
that's
technically,
weird.
but
What
like
we're
they
talking about
play.
now, it was week
Yeah.
11. All right, back into SEC. Number 6, Florida at Vanderbilt. Can we count that down, or do you think Vandy's got a chance?
They have no chance.
They have no chance.
3, 2, 1, Florida.
Florida.
LSU at Arkansas. Both unranked.
I believe in Coach O.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Arkansas's football team,
Is it
and I take this to
trash?
heart, and it makes me feel good and warm and fuzzy on the inside, is they have a cornerback who is unlike every other cornerback on this entire planet. He's a white guy.
Oh.
They have a white corner, and I'm pretty sure he's
And
leading
it's
the team in picks.
Arkansas.
And he goes to Arkansas, and this dude can fly, and he's a good corner, but I only notice him because he's a white corner. It's a dying breed.
I'm going LSU.
You gotta go LSU. Coach O, go Tigers.
Ole Miss at number 5, Texas A&M trying to get in. As we said before, probably won't. But anyways, how you got them this week?
Gig 'em.
And
Texas A&M.
You said Texas A&M as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Kentucky at number 1, Alabama.
This
is a
Upset
countdown.
No?
Countdown.
No, I didn't think so either.
Alabama,
Yeah, Alabama. Tennessee at number 23, Auburn.
Auburn.
Auburn trying to get warmed up for that huge game against Alabama next week in the Iron Bowl. Mississippi State at number 13, Georgia.
Georgia.
Georgia,
I agree. And then Missouri at South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah, I go South Carolina.
Alrighty.
What we got? ACC.
Yep.
Yeah, we just got ACC.
You already know what one of my picks are gonna be.
Who's your favorite team on the ACC?
Who do you think?
Virginia?
Yes.
That's well, yeah. I didn't know for
Well, you know I
football.
like Clemson too.
That's why I knew that you were. a
But
huge
like you
Clemson
know,
fan.
I'm a yes. I mess with Clemson, but you already know I'm a huge Virginia fan just because all their sports in the school.
Right. On ESPN, primetime, Friday Night Lights, Syracuse at Louisville.
Louisville.
You picked Louisville last week, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep riding with them.
Lucas didn't like that Louisville game against Virginia last week.
What do you mean? Virginia crushed them.
Yeah, I know. I was saying because you didn't like Louisville. You didn't pick them.
well, yeah, I know, but honestly, this is a toss up. I ain't gonna lie. You know what? Yeah, I gotta go Louisville. I gotta go Louisville.
Louisville it is. Number 4, Clemson at Florida State.
That's Clemson.
Yeah,
Florida State's program is in shambles right now.
yeah, they're really just.
They fell off the face of the earth after Jameis was gone, which is weird because Jameis usually makes things fall flat on their fucking face.
Question before we go on to the next one. Did any of you guys see the Wake Forest and North Carolina game this week?
No, I did not.
Sam Howell.
6 touchdowns, only one touchdown. He threw 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he
And he ran for 1.
had what 500 something yards.
Crazy game.
The
Anyways,
Bears are seeing a North Carolina
so
quarterback.
Wake Forest just had to play North Carolina, and that happened to them. Obviously, Wake Forest played a great game as they were only down a touchdown, even though it was like whatever 50, whatever to 60, whatever. But Wake Forest at Duke.
That's Wake Forest. Nobody from Duke goes to the pros except Dan Jones. That's it.
You know, I'm gonna go with Duke on this one.
I'm definitely riding Wake Forest.
Okay.
Virginia Tech at Pittsburgh.
I hate Virginia Tech.
Peterman's alma mater.
Pittsburgh.
I hate Virginia Tech with a burning passion because of Virginia.
Pittsburgh's got some dudes on it.
Who's your favorite alma mater Pittsburgh quarterback there, Lucas?
Favorite alma mater Pittsburgh quarterback?
Yeah, Peterman
No.
or DiNucci?
No. DiNucci didn't even play. He got beat out by Peterman.
Could you imagine
When you were
losing
going
your
to say alma
job?
mater, I was going to say James Conner.
He went to Pittsburgh as well?
Yes.
And then he got drafted to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Pretty
That
sure
is
he's
a-
from Pennsylvania too.
That's a dream scenario.
He's like the Adam Thielen for the Steelers,
Oh, that's wonderful.
except he made the team
Yeah.
before he was like
He
26.
He wasn't picked up.
He was drafted actually.
Abilene Christian at Virginia.
We'll go
This
Virginia.
is easy. Virginia, man.
I'm going to roll with Lucas. How is Virginia doing this year?
3-4, not great.
Oh. Well, hey, if they win this game, they're eligible for a bowl.
We're a basketball school.
Hey, they could make a bowl if
They
they
actually
stay
do got,
positive.
they got some good football players, actually.
Liberty at NC State. Liberty is having an unreal season.
I didn't even know they were in the fucking ACC.
I
Did they just get moved up to like
They're
actual
not,
D1?
They're not in the ACC.
Oh, they're just playing
Yeah.
NC State because NC State's in the ACC. You know what? You think I would learn context clues by the time I'm 23
Just
years
like
old?
Aberdeen, whatever.
Abilene Christian?
Abilene Christian, they're not in the ACC either. I'm going to go NC State on this one.
I'm gonna keep rolling with Liberty.
Heck yes.
I got a good feeling about Liberty. It's just one of those weird years. Anything can happen. I'll go with Liberty.
I'm going Liberty, primetime game. They got to keep rolling. They're having a great year. Great year. Congratulations to Liberty football. You know, keep it up. And then Georgia Tech at number 12, Miami. Did Miami lose to Virginia Tech last week? Or this?
No, they Miami lost to Clemson.
Oh, okay. But
I'm
so then
going
they ended up
Miami.
beating Virginia Tech by 1 then.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for them. Okay.
Yeah, so Miami.
I'm picking Miami as well.
Is that college football?
That is, well,
I
unless you
mean,
in
Big
Pac-12.
12,
But
Pac-12, Big 12.
Pac-12 just
we
started.
never pick Big 12 and Pac-12. We can if anyone. Actually, we'll say this: if anyone you want to ask the viewers if. They,
I mean, if you guys want us to do Pac-12, Big 12, that's fine. You obviously know how we feel. We're down to do it. It's more content. It's more stuff for us to get into. Pac-12 is a little tough right now just because they played their
This is week 3.
yeah, this is their week 3. It's so tough, and none of them are in contention to make a college football playoff. There's zero chance.
BYU's ranked 8, and that's the best they got.
They're Mountain West
Oh yeah, you're right. They don't even
because
Good point.
they've been playing. BYU's
Yeah.
been playing, and Big 12. No one there this year is worthy of a college football playoff spot. I mean, all everyone ever talks about in that conference is Texas and Oklahoma, and Spencer Rattler's not doing great. He's not the 4th quarterback in a row to be great. And Texas, they will never be fucking back. Let's be honest here.
I don't like Spencer Rattler.
Well, I will say this, guys. If anyone wants us to review any games, or there's a team that you guys want us to review, or call,
Anything we missed.
or any league, even if there's a league that you guys want, heck, if you want us to do arena football, Chase and I will, and Lucas will look at it. Anything you guys want, just go ahead and drop a comment.
I'll go by the coolest name. That's all.
All right. So is that?
Yeah, I think that's college football. That's a wrap for that. Let's keep it rolling right now. Let's just.
Take control of your show.
I didn't even know we were still recording. To be honest.
Me
with
neither.
you.
I didn't
We
know either.
always roll. We do a full show and then we cut it.
All right, this is the NFL segment. We're gonna get right into it.
All right.
So, let us talk about the Thursday night game. Colts Titans. Titans are on a little skid right now. They don't look good. They
I
really
was
don't.
actually surprised. I thought Tannehill was going to play better than.
Am I the only one here that said they didn't buy Tannehill?
Yeah. I buy Tannehill.
He buys Tannehill and you buy Tannehill, right? He doesn't look like he's worth the money.
I
The
mean,
last-
he did put up 10 fantasy points.
well,
PPR.
he can't even complete half of his fucking passes right now. And he's been like that the last 2 weeks.
He'll be fine.
You got to complete passes to get first downs, get yards, get
And you got
touchdowns.
Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry didn't show up really either.
I mean, he had 100 yards, but he was pretty bottled up. And like I said, he's more of like late game, wear down a defense and impose your will and win the game. And you're not gonna kickstart your offense with a Derrick Henry. You're gonna finish games with Derrick Henry.
Hang on a sec. How many
What are you looking for? Just tell me what to look for, motherfucker.
Jonathan Taylor, how many touchdowns do you have? 0? Dang.
It was Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines had his breakout game.
Yeah, Nia Himes did. He did do very
I mean, Phil Rivers had to dump it to him and hand it off to him. That's all he had to do. But good for the Colts. They're 6-3. So are the Titans. That AFC South is a little tighter than we thought, just between the two teams, because the other two are kind of a joke. Henry bottled up most of the day, and Nyheim Hines breakout game. Yeah, that's all I got for that.
All right, let's go to the next one. Jags, Packers.
Oh my god!
Jaguars.
I never.
I'm so happy.
I never thought I would be so happy to talk about a Packers win, because I was calling them frauds last year because they won ugly, and this is the epitome of the Packers the last 2 years. They will win ugly against bad teams, and they have a great record at the end of the year, and then they play their kryptonite, a team that's better than them, that knows how to stop them, and they look fucking terrible. How do you keep that game that close against the Jaguars?
By 4, right? It was 20-24.
And the thing is, the Jaguars were in a great spot to win. They were, but
honestly, I like this. I like Luton. I do.
I love how he
He's
plays.
6'6".
Dude's got
Dude's
a
tall.
dude's got a howitzer.
rocket. He has a rocket of arm.
I mean, considering how windy it was in Green Bay,
That ball
how many tight spirals he had, like that
ball did not break.
that ball did not break in the wind. That ball did not give a fuck about Lake Michigan and its terrible winds. Lake Superior is worse. But
No, honestly, Packers defense again did not show out.
they can't stop the run.
Jaguars defense did amazing.
James Robinson, I'm pretty sure, is the only player that carried the ball for the Jaguars. So it's like if you saw James Robinson in the game, you're like, it's probably going to number 30, and you still couldn't stop him. And Luton looked like a competent NFL quarterback like he did last week, but the protection broke down that last drive, and it made it hard for them to do anything because they had to score a touchdown to win. And I don't like their chances. But
I like Luton. I'm gonna put my money on in the future on Luton. He's good.
I mean, Rodgers
over Minshew.
Rodgers didn't play great. You take out that really long touchdown
to MVS.
And the stat line looks a lot different. I mean, he played well enough.
Well, I mean, like the Jaguars, they got a kick return.
Yeah,
Punt
they got
return.
it was a punt return. Keelan Cole, and then Keelan Cole scored another touchdown.
Yep,
He
that
caught
was
one.
a dime.
Can we not talk about if Jaguars don't hold 2 times, they win that game without giving Rodgers the ball to try.
One of them was a questionable hold too.
The one because the first one I guess you couldn't say really matters because after the hold, they ended up still scoring on that possession. But the possession where they ended up settling for the field goal, that was the questionable hold.
Very questionable.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Packers, frauds, Jaguars, still bad. Kind of fun though.
Before you move on, I just want to give Lucas a compliment. Lucas, you were probably the most. How is the best way to say this? You're the easiest Packer fan to talk to as a Viking fan because you talk about them in a logical way. Most Packer fans after a game like this would put a poster of Rodgers up on the wall and be like, he did it again, came from behind and won. You understand that was a 1-17 that a team
had no business.
If the Packers were going to make a deep Super Bowl run like they hope to this year, they needed to go out there and show that we are head and shoulders above this team, and they didn't show that. As a Packer fan, what are you looking at towards the end of the year here? Do you think that they can make a playoff run, or does this show you that they're a really good regular season team, and once the playoffs hit, they can't beat those good teams?
Well, I mean, we did lose out on. I emphasize we. It's the Packer Nation. We did lose out on our corners. I mean, we didn't have Jair Alexander.
Oh, you want to talk about losing out on corners?
I know.
Do you want to talk about losing out on corners?
The question is...
Yeah, they're hurt, all right. Darnell Savage had to go out for a little bit because he got hurt. I don't know what happened, but he came back. But, we had second, third stringers out there. I'm not saying, that is not an excuse because we sucked. You know, our front four still suck. Kenny Clark, I mean, come on, man. But, I mean, honestly, it's all defensive now.
They don't have off-ball linebacker. Their off-ball linebackers are terrible.
Yes.
They can't clock up the middle.
Teams can stop offense. Like, if you have a good enough defense, you can easily stop the Packers. All right?
Because they have one wide receiver.
Yeah. Until Allen Lazard gets back.
That's why the Bucs are a mismatch. The Bucs are fast. That's all the Packers have. They don't have these great, receivers. Like MVS will drop a ball if he's wide out.
I'm surprised he caught that one.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like he's fast. The Buccaneers defense is fast, and that's why they were able to contain them, and they can keep Rodgers in the pocket and then get to him. Mm-hmm. Speed kills this team. You saw with the 49ers.
Jaguars did do a lot of outside rushing, though, so which allowed Rodgers to step up in the pocket.
So, can you answer the question? Do you think that the Packers have any chance to beat the good teams in the playoffs this year?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, not the answer I was expecting. Speak on that, please.
They did beat the Saints.
Okay, sure.
They did beat the Saints. And, I'm very iffy on the Saints, but the Saints also swept the Bucs very handily. Yeah. It's just a weird game of matchups. It's so
You don't think that
weird.
the Packers, offensive style, as you saw the Jaguars did well today, and teams like Tampa Bay and Minnesota.
I think the offense took a step forward, especially with Aaron Jones coming back.
Right, but again,
they just took a step forward. They showed that they can still put points on the board, that they are looking at different wide receivers that can make plays.
You got to give credit to Jacksonville.
Yes.
I have
100%.
not seen that defense play that hard. You could just see the effort level was completely different than what it was the rest of the season. If you erase the records, you wouldn't be able to tell that Jacksonville was a 1-7 team.
Right. I mean, there were many points in that game where Jacksonville looked like the better team.
But I think Green Bay can also elevate bad teams because that defense is not that great. Jerry Alexander's great. That's all they have. That's
Green
all
Bay
they have.
might, and
Zadarius.
maybe this is why Lucas is saying this. Green Bay might be one of those teams, how the Vikings are some years, where they can beat any team, but they can also
lose to any
team. And so if that's what you're kind of saying, then you're right. Then the Packers do have an opportunity to make a run in the postseason.
I think the biggest thing is when you're playing Green Bay is you got to stop Devontae Adams. Because, if you
Especially in the red zone, he is number 1 right now.
He's not even close.
Targets.
If you look at, if you're playing the Packers, you would rather have them beat you in a way that you don't expect them to. If you can stop that Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers connection, and hopefully you can bottle up Aaron Jones, you have a really good chance to win. Mm-hmm. Devontae Adams still had a good game. He still had a really fucking good game. He had a really nice touchdown in the red zone. That was a beautiful ball.
360 jump.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was really nice. When I saw that play, I went, ooh. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. I am really excited to talk about this one. This was possibly the game of the year so far, looking to it. And then afterwards, I think it might take the cake for best regular season game.
It was a very good game. Lots of scoring.
Bills at Cardinals.
It's a very good game. Again,
I didn't even know the Cardinals came back. I turned that one off.
Oh my God, you were drunk. Do you not know what happened?
No, please tell me.
Oh my God, this guy doesn't know.
I was in the car.
What was the last thing you saw?
The Bills were up big.
All right, what about
Hold on, I can tell you right now. It was Bills, we're up 16-9. Yep, 16-9. There it is right there.
What was the final 32-30?
32-30.
It's 32-30.
Yeah, Kyler threw a Hail Mary as time expired to DeAndre Hopkins in triple coverage, and it literally looks like an Air Jordan commercial.
What? They won on a Hail Mary?
Yes.
Yeah, time expired.
And
this
was within 4, there were 4 defenders around him too.
Okay, I'm watching.
And he was the one that caught the ball.
It reminded me of Calvin Johnson when he was playing the Bengals and he had 4 guys on him, and he still came down with it. That is exactly what it looked like.
Yes.
And the thing is, that does not happen with any other quarterback, really. Kyler bought so much time, and you're thinking, he might have wasted too much time, and then he throws it up, and D-Hop catches it, and it's game over. Bills Mafia is definitely real salty right now. And
they're still good.
Bills Mafia is the only other fan base that has ever connected with the podcast so far.
I'm watching right now.
And, they gave me some love. I appreciate the retweets. Bills Mafia, you motherfuckers are crazy. I went to a Vikings-Bills game in person when you guys kicked the living shit out of them. And, oh my God, you guys were assholes. But I appreciate your fan base. You guys are so passionate.
Y'all are awesome.
Sorry, that was not about you guys. I just watched DeAndre Hopkins moss 4 people.
I screamed.
I just my jaw just dropped.
I legit screamed.
Okay, it was 3 people, but yeah, wow.
4 counting DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, right.
But he literally just, if you look at pictures of that and see where that ball is, it's DeAndre Hopkins' hands, and then it's another guy's hands, and then another guy is in the picture. It's you gotta have strong hands for that. He wanted that more than anybody.
I was kind of mad that Larry Fitz really missed that one ball on the interception.
Josh Allen throwing 2 picks is what killed them, because the one touchdown, so Josh Allen threw 2 picks. One of them didn't result in anything. The Cardinals ended up punting. But then there was another one, the second one, I can't remember which one it was, but one of them they scored a touchdown. That was literally it. Josh Allen being reckless with the ball. He looked like an MVP until he threw those 2. And maybe you move Kyler up into that conversation. Because I think Russ drops out.
He did with that loss.
I think Russ drops out today. We'll get to Russ, but I think you got to move Kyler Murray up in that MVP conversation.
So Dolphins undefeated with Tua.
No.
Dolphins are a better team than we thought.
They have a very good defense.
Brian Flores has got some shit going on in Miami. That's all I got to say. I like what they got going on.
I still miss Fitzmagic.
I am never going to say I don't miss Fitzmagic.
You can go to any team and I love them.
I read a thing, and I don't know how much I want to read into this, but it said, imagine a scenario where the Dolphins keep winning. They go to the Super Bowl, 4th quarter, down a touchdown. Tua goes out there, takes a big hit, gets a minor injury. Fitzmagic comes in the game and leads the Dolphins down for his first ever Super Bowl. Imagine how perfect that would be. Saves 2020. Granted, it would be in 2021.
I think everybody except for maybe Patriots fans would appreciate that.
Everybody, every NFL fan would just kind of smile.
Yeah, because it's Fitzmagic, man.
You know,
Who doesn't like Fitzmagic?
Well, that's the thing. That would be in 2021, so that'd be a good way to start 2021 at least.
Yes. Please, Fitzmagic.
I want to see Fitzmagic be able to hold up a Lombardi.
With the beard and make sure he has that button-down shirt too.
Speaking of ways to start and possibly end your day, Chase, what is the best way that you, as a sports fan, would want to start and end your day? Maybe a show that talks about sports?
Something like this, like what we're doing right here, right now. I love watching this shit. I'm in one. It's really cool.
Why not start your day with the Greasy Greg podcast?
I mean, it's like pancakes and a cigarette in the morning. You know, it's perfect. Gets you going.
Next one.
Well, Chargers, Dolphins. I have one more thing. No big numbers for the rookie quarterbacks. Really interesting, cool matchup. Both efficient. Herbert, I think, threw a pick. Maybe I don't even know. He did throw a pick. Okay, that was the difference. Was maybe a turnover. It didn't lead to a score, but this is the ultimate jersey matchup. It was so. What's the word? Aesthetically?
Aesthetically pleasing.
Aesthetically pleasing. Seeing those Chargers baby blues with those yellow pants, and then those Dolphins throwback whites.
They're so cold. I even like the navy blue Chargers.
I wish I could watch that game every week just for the colors. Oh.
And I like both teams. I mean, yeah, Herbert. He's won 1 game.
2.
They've lost by 1 score in every game.
I know what.
They're this close to being a playoff team. They're 1 or 2 plays away in every game from being a playoff team.
It's funny you say that. So they lost by 8 in this game, and the only 2 teams in the NFL who have every game have been 8 points either down or up than that are them, and then the 8-0 Steelers. Meaning that really it's only them because the Steelers are on the plus side of that because they've been winning their games.
I don't want to call Steelers F words yet. I don't want F words like what I call the Packers.
Oh,
because Packers are frauds. I don't think the Steelers are F words yet. They're 9-0, but they don't play much. Okay, so we did Chargers, Dolphins. Next one I wanted to talk about, Bucks at Panthers. Brady and the Bucks put up 46. Gronk had a vintage Gronk play. Caught the ball in traffic, broke 2 tackles, and got in the end zone.
Helped my fantasy team, that's for sure.
They're back.
Can I pause real quick? There's obviously only 7 more games for the Steelers to finish the season undefeated. I don't want you to like dive into how close any of these games are, but I'm just gonna read them off. I want you guys to say either Steelers win or Steelers loss to see if you guys can think or if you guys can see them possibly being undefeated. So next week, in Jacksonville,
Steelers.
And Steelers.
at home against Baltimore.
Steelers.
Baltimore could win that.
Okay,
But I still think it's gonna be Steelers.
at home against the
I'm a
Washington
huge
football
Baltimore
team.
fan, but
That's a coin flip. That's such a good rivalry, though. You can't.
it is.
They
It's
could
an
split that
OG.
easily. It's
That's on Thursday night as well. So a short week. For
short week. That's gonna be weird. Big Ben, that's gonna hurt.
at home against the Washington football team.
They should win that.
Going to Bills Mafia. Another chance there. Yeah, I know.
The Bills' defense isn't that great though.
Going to Cincinnati, who they played today.
No,
They
At
just crushed
home against Indianapolis.
I could see Indy beating them out.
And then at home, going to Cleveland.
Oh, that's a
I think they're a 13-3 team. Easy
You
13-3.
think that they lose 3 of their last 7? That makes them pretty cold.
I
in
would
the
say
playoffs.
14.
Well, think about it. Those last 2 weeks, if they're
14-2.
think about it. If they're like 10-0, 11-0, 12-0, are they really gonna wear out Big Ben? Are they gonna wear out? They're gonna probably start. They're gonna have nothing to play for. They're gonna
Yes
have that
and
one
no,
seed.
but I
They're gonna have the
also-
1 seed locked up by then.
I
14
also
two.
see them wanting to go for that sexy 16-0, just to flaunt it.
I do love Mike Tomlin though. He is my favorite coach in the
He
Used to
league.
be a Viking.
He did used to be a Viking. I wish he still was because he can. The fact that what was their record last year? They had a winning record with Mason Rudolph and Delvin Duck Hodges as their quarterback.
Who's Mason Rudolph dating again?
Dating?
Yeah.
I don't fucking
All
know.
right, next game.
Next game.
All right, so
Seahawks, Rams or Bengals Steelers?
Look, I was very impressed with the Bucks. Panthers, I thought you were gonna do a little bit more. Tom Brady, thank you. All right, Eagles, Giants.
Good job, Lucas. That was what we need more of.
all right, I have one major thing to bring up about the Eagles-Giants game. Dan Jones did not fall on a touchdown.
He ran it in. I saw
Respect.
that.
He ran it. Dude's got wheels.
He does. He's leading their team in rushing yards.
He led the team in rushing today, yeah.
and overall.
Giants really miss Saquon. This team would be so much more fun if Saquon didn't tear his ACL.
Yeah, but also they still don't have an offensive line.
They don't have an offensive line. Their
was
defense
bound
is
to
very
happen.
suspect.
It was bound to happen. Eagles, y'all suck, man.
The Eagles they're leading the division still, and because they have that tie. But oh my God, Carson Wentz looks like he doesn't know how to play football.
You know what I always say? FCS quarterbacks are terrible.
I don't hear anyone agreeing with you.
Oh, you think FCS quarterbacks are good, Chase?
Oh my God.
Nah, you do.
No, I just told you that I think they're terrible.
Okay.
Danucci lover.
Bo loves himself a big old Danucci.
That is not true.
But the Eagles' offense, I mean, they've been terrible all year, but the Giants aren't very good on defense, and the fact that they had no good drives.
Who wins that division?
Jeez.
Fucking Washington could win.
Yeah, Alex. Well, no, they did lose to the Lions today.
We'll get to that
They
in a second.
did come-
We'll
yeah.
get to that in a second. But they had one good touchdown drive where they actually had to drive down the field, and they didn't even drive down the field because Boston Scott broke off a 56-yard touchdown. And then the other touchdown they scored, they already started in Giants territory because of a fumble or an interception. So, I mean, no faith in the Eagles. I think the Giants have the best chance to win that division.
I will agree with that. It is bad as
And they're still dog shit.
yeah, it's
Big
bad.
Blue's still Big Blue dog shit.
You know what? Jets are gonna come back.
Wrong division.
I know. I'm just gonna say they're gonna come back. Win the whole division. Everything. They're gonna
Do you
win
want to
the
say that closer to the mic?
Wait.
Show your face to the
I'm
camera.
joking, man.
Tell me to do it, Chase.
Right here.
Dude, I'm joking.
You
Come
pointed
on,
to it
man.
perfectly.
Come on, man. I was joking. You really think I'd take the Jets that seriously?
We don't understand jokes in this
I
show.
just listened to my leader here to tell me when to put the sign up.
The fearless, big-gutted leader.
Washington Lions.
Washington at Detroit. Alex Smith, career high in pass attempts and passing yards today. He locked up comeback player of the year
Oh, 100%.
again. It was in a losing effort, unfortunately, because Nick Swartzen's doppelganger, Matt Prater, booted like a 59-yarder.
50. Yeah, 59.
It was a 59-yarder, and
Fantasy team.
oh my God, he kicked the living shit out of that ball. But
It was such a. He honestly probably could have went another 4 yards.
he knew that was going in the second he hit it. You could hear him go,
could've
"Let's
went-
go!"
Could
Like
have literally went another 4 yards.
that's the one good thing about not having fans is you can hear everything on the field.
Yes.
And
I love when they swear. And
and they don't have time to censor it. It's like this is football, guys. Like they don't censor football in real life. DeAndre Swift was a really big part of the Lions offense. That's a good bright spot. He had a good day rushing. He had around 60, 70 yards receiving. He had 100 yards from scrimmage.
Yep.
That's good. Him and Carryon, they're going to be a good duo if Carryon can stay healthy.
They got to get Kenny Galladay back.
They do need Kenny Galladay back.
I mean, Marvin Jones can only do so much.
Marvin Jones is good if he's paired with someone else.
Yes.
So, Lions win that one as time expires. Texans at Browns. This game was delayed for like an hour and a half or something due to like the weather. Oh my god, that wind was terrible. And when I saw the conditions for that game, I immediately knew the Browns were going to win in just a low-scoring game, which they did, 10-7, because in a game where the weather is that bad and you know you're not going to be able to throw the ball, you go to the team that's the better rushing team. And the Browns are the best running team in the entire league. They had Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb both go 19 carries for over 100 yards
I love Kareem.
each. And, you know, if it came down to like normal conditions, I think the Texans have a better chance because Deshaun Watson's gonna make way more plays than Baker.
Deshaun Watson, he always
He's gonna play every play like it's the last play in a Super Bowl to win it, even if it's like a 2nd and 3 in the middle of the first quarter in a meaningless game. So I don't know. That didn't surprise me. I was a little surprised it was 10-7 though. I thought there would have been 1 or 2 more scores at least, but whatever. Broncos Raiders. Drew Lock.
Thank you, Josh Jacobs. Thank you so much.
Drew Lock needs to stop listening to Juicy J so much and watch a little more fucking film.
He needs to stop dancing.
Because he threw 4 fucking picks, dude. That is...
He's right now leading in having a pick every game. And
I like Drew Lock.
That's more than Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is a fumble machine, though. He's got that going for him. Drew Lock doesn't really fumble that much, but the picks are terrible. Literally made the game way too easy for John Gruden.
Wasn't he hurt, technically?
I have no fucking clue. But John Gruden, that was the easiest game he had to call in years. I mean, get 4 turnovers from a young quarterback, and you don't have Derek Carr fuck the game up for you. All you do is turn around, hand it to Josh Jacobs, let him get 2 touchdowns, 100-plus yards, and then let Devontae Booker get 2 touchdowns and almost 100 yards.
I would say the easiest game John Gruden's had to coach since that Super Bowl he won when he knew all of the Raiders' plays. Do you know that? That they won so badly because they never switched their playbook.
That's the Raiders' fault, though.
Gruden...
That's the Raiders'
left
fault,
the
though.
Raiders, or like
he got
traded.
traded.
They fired him.
No, he got traded.
Okay,
They traded him to the Bucks, and then they played in the Super Bowl
the
that
next year.
That year. It was that year.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay,
because Gruden was the coach of the Raiders during the Tuck Rule game, and they traded him that offseason to Tampa Bay for some draft picks, I believe.
Yeah.
Because Tampa Bay couldn't sustain a dynasty due to lack of draft picks, and then they ended up kicking the shit. I actually watched that game in full a couple years ago. They had it on YouTube, like NFL puts old Super Bowls on, and oh my god, that was the most boring first half I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
that was terrible.
Every play.
It was the lowest scoring first half I've seen. It was so boring. I mean, both quarterbacks couldn't do anything, and then they ran away with it. And
I just want to say, Alec Ingold went savage mode, still playing with 2 broken ribs.
I love fullbacks, and I love Alec Ingold. Wisconsin fullbacks are always...
You do know I went to school with him.
You went to Bayport?
Yeah.
No shit.
I went to school with him. I talked to him. Yeah.
How old is he? He's like 24, isn't he?
Yeah. He's 2 years now in the league. His 2nd year. I was a freshman. He was a senior.
Oh shit, he's only a year older than me. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Well, good for Alec Ingold. I like you a lot, dude.
Dude,
you
you're
should be
awesome,
in the league
man.
right now. That means.
No. I'm watching the league, eating cheeseburgers, drinking beer. Anyway.
Oh, and he's also engaged to one of my friends back at home, his sister.
God, everybody's just crossing streams in the trough.
Bro, I know a lot of people.
All right, well, we expect Alec Ingold to have a comment in down below then during this podcast.
Shout out Alec Ingold. I love fullbacks, dude.
Dude, you're awesome. Make fullbacks great again.
Fullbacks were never not great.
True.
They were just...
All right, next one. 49ers Saints.
49ers Saints. Drew Brees got hurt. He hurt some ribs. Bo, your face is as red as that Wisconsin jersey you're wearing.
I don't think they should have put Winston in. I think they should have put in who's the other guy?
Taysom Hill.
Dude, yes.
Taysom Hill's a gadget. He can't.
He's awesome, man. I love that dude.
Dude can't, like, he can. They bring him in to throw deep balls because Drew Brees can't throw the ball fucking more than 20 yards downfield.
But dude, like, he does everything. He plays fullback. He plays wide receiver. He plays everything, man.
You need someone to throw to him, though.
He did catch a couple touchdowns already. He already has career highs in every aspect. Rushing yards, receiving yards.
I knew Jameis was going to go in, but Jameis went like 6 for 10. He had like 68 yards passing.
I'm surprised he didn't throw
I
a
mean,
interception.
the Niners had 4 turnovers, and one thing I want to say about the 49ers is as much shit as Jimmy Garoppolo gets, as many questions as he raises around himself, whether or not he's the guy, when he's not playing, when he's healthy, there's always issues there.
Yes.
Like Nick Mullins, like, you know, he's fun to watch sometimes, but god damn, he cannot.
He looked really bad.
4 turnovers was not good, and that's too easy for Sean Payton and
They
the Saints.
shut down McKinnon too.
And McKinnon's not a workhorse. McKinnon is a change of pace back.
Yes.
I mean, he's good in the screen game. He can run routes for you. I mean, but he's not your workhorse. He's not your Kyle Shanahan workhorse running back, and
Mostert or something like that.
he's no Mostert. He's no Breida, even though he's on the Dolphins now. But
Easy win though.
that was an easy win for the Saints. Seahawks at Rams. Russ falls out of MVP contention
Makes no
because
sense, man.
he cannot carry the entire team by himself with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, because DK Metcalf got shut down by Jalen Ramsey, the best cornerback in the league.
No Jair Alexander.
He's going to say Jair Alexander. I knew that. But NFC West is really close. Russ throws 2 picks. They're 6-3 with the Rams. Rams hold that tiebreaker now.
Higbee went off.
Higbee's good. He flashes.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up and then he doesn't show up. He never has like just a regular game.
The NFC West is tied 6-3 with top 3 good teams.
Mm-hmm. And I think out of all 3 of those teams right now, it's Arizona.
They're top right now, it says.
Arizona's the best team out of them. They're the most balanced team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They have
offense,
weapons and defense.
offense. They can go score for score with anybody. They can beat you in a shootout. They absolutely can. And Kyler Murray is special, but Russ needs running backs. He has 2 running backs hurt every fucking week. They have a dude named Travis playing running back for them.
Why did he? All right, did you watch that one play where he threw an interception, but he had so much green in front of him?
He's trying to do too much.
Yeah,
He's trying to go for the big play.
He could have easily ran for a first down or even more. All he had
He's
was
feeling
a
the pressure.
one-on-one. He had a one-on-one, and he probably would have broke his ankles and went in.
Russ is feeling the pressure of carrying this team, and that's why they are going to fault. And Jamal Adams, when he's been playing, he has not been great. He's horrible in pass coverage this year. He's one of the worst safeties in terms of pass coverage. He's basically been...
Thank you for not saying Darnell Savage.
He's been taken down to basically a box safety. So, I don't know. They got Carlos Dunlap from the Bengals. Maybe that'll help their pass rush a little bit, but I don't have a lot of hope for the Seahawks right now, and I am taking Russ out of my MVP conversation because he lost this game for them.
If you go in the rest of the games,
I mean,
maybe.
No touchdowns, 2 picks in a divisional game, and you lose. It's not a good look.
At Rams, though, so...
I mean, even if there wasn't COVID, there still would be no fans in that stadium. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
There's no home
Oh
field
my
advantage in Los Angeles. You got anything to say on that?
Nah, nothing else.
All right. So then we have Bengals Steelers. I thought the Bengals maybe had a chance if Joe Burrow made plays, but then I realized the Steelers have a phenomenal defense, and the Bengals are just letting Joe Burrow just ran through every week. This game felt like it was Joe Burrow and T. Higgins versus the Steelers by themselves. Big Ben threw 4 tutters. I mean, obviously he's found a good balance between, wanking it and, slinging it, so.
Yeah. That's all I really, honestly, you hit everything.
And now we have preview for Monday Night Football.
We didn't
Prime.
we didn't talk about the Ravens, Patriots.
Oh, Ravens-Patriots. Yeah, we still have that. That was a surprise. I thought the Ravens were going to kick the shit out of New England. Lamar Jackson did not look great. They didn't have a ton of success keeping the run game. Lamar makes mistakes, and Cam did enough. I mean, Josh McDaniels coached a hell of a game on offense for them.
Barely. I mean, Cam still did not look that great out there.
I mean, he didn't lose the game.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you don't lose the game, you're good.
That was a matter of a better coach team. That was it. That's when it's, it just came down to coaching at that point, I think. And Belichick's a better coach. Yeah, not much to say about that. That was a surprise. That was probably the biggest shock of the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, there's going to be even bigger shock because I'm already going to say it. Chicago's going to beat the Vikings.
That is not a shock. The fact that Minnesota's favored in this game really bothers me.
They are?
They're favored, yeah.
Why? They shouldn't be.
Because they're right now on a 2-0.
Because they've won the last 2 games, and Dalvin's kind of pushing for MVP. He's in the MVP conversation.
Now he is, yeah. He's doing really well.
And, I mean, my issue with that is, so a lot of people are so bullish on the Vikings taking this, and, this is the year that we win at Soldier Field. We're gonna beat the Bears. I don't trust Kirk. He's 0-9 on Monday night, so that's already, a check for the Bears. That's an advantage. I mean, Kirk has that narrative going, and he can't break it, and that's all he's going to think about. He's a nerd with a good arm. That's all he is. He is soft. He is so fucking soft, and you cannot win important games with a soft-ass Pizza Ranch fucking quarterback.
I like the Bears defense, too.
And the thing with the Bears is they can do what the Packers and the Lions can't do. They can get after the quarterback and they can cause disruption with just the front four. They don't have to bring extra blitzers. That's where the Vikings are completely fucked, is when they just run through that offensive line and Dalvin Cook gets bottled up and you have to sit back there and hope that Kirk Cousins can drop back and win you a game, which will not fucking happen.
Nope.
But I think the deciding factor for this game, the Vikings have young corners, and that might be just a fucking platter for Nick Foles, who might go from limp dick Nick to big dick Nick.
Oh my god.
He really could.
Can you want to hear my prediction?
You're going to go Vikings. I know it.
Sorry, who are you? I'm going to say 3 interceptions presented by Pizza Ranch.
Okay.
Kirk's gonna have a tough time. I mean, it all starts with Dalvin. If Dalvin gets shut down, if he doesn't have a touchdown by the end of the first quarter, I'm gonna be really concerned.
If he doesn't put up 2 touchdowns the whole game, I'll be concerned.
I will be very concerned.
If the Vikings win, I'm going to get concerned because
nothing is telling me, like, my heart wants me to say the Vikings are on a roll and they're going to win this game. Dalvin's going to keep it going.
And how many years have you been a Vikings fan?
Too long.
Year before 98.
Oh, gosh. Okay, and so your heart tells you that now. Why? What does that happen when you've had that heart feeling before?
38-7. Nick Foles is involved in that one, too.
Okay, what about the last time you felt that before that time? Blair Walsh missed a field goal.
Blair Walsh missed a field goal.
What happened the time you felt that before that time?
Brett Favre throws a crossbody interception.
What happens the time you felt like that before that time? For me, it was the year before that. I thought they were going to beat the Eagles, but Donovan McNabb and Westbrook.
Dude, you can't stop Donovan McNabb.
What was the time you felt that before that time?
That was Gary Anderson, probably. Well, or no, it'd probably be the 40-7 Giants game.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So
what we're saying, Bears are gonna win this.
I'm picking the Bears. If it was a Sunday night game, I would change my mind. But the fact it's Monday night, I'm such a toss-up with like all these factors at play that I mentioned. But Kirk's gonna go over. He's going over. I'm picking the Bears. But
Lucas?
Bears.
I am picking the Vikings.
I knew it.
Hold on.
I hope you're right.
I think the Bears
you're right.
will win, but I'm picking the Vikings because of my love for them. Is there anything wrong with that?
There's
See,
everything.
I think
You
we
are
have
the
the
Vikings.
We're going to go into our preview and we're going to wrap this thing up.
I think me and Bo have a good thing going here because he's the really optimistic, positive glass half full guy here, and I am really pessimistic and a little too logical sometimes when it comes to this.
All right, here we go into third.
I don't care.
Thursday night football. Wow, this game.
Well, this is for next week, but I guess we could preview that. That makes sense.
You good?
Well, we can't because our next show's Sunday. Thursday night football coming up here. Weird that because this game was already prime time on a Sunday night. Cardinals Seahawks.
Cardinals.
They won on the Sunday night game.
Is it at Seahawks?
It is in Seattle.
I'm gonna go Seattle.
The team that can run the ball in that November Seattle weather is going to be the one that wins. Kyler is the better running quarterback. They have better running backs, and they have a better run game. Seattle cannot stay healthy.
Pittsburgh at Jacksonville.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Detroit at Carolina.
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 New England at Houston.
New England.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go New England.
Tennessee at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I'm going Tennessee.
I think I'm going to go Tennessee, too. I think they bounce back.
Philadelphia at Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
I
those are
also
two
going
bad.
Cleveland.
Those are two bad teams.
FCS quarterbacks can't do it. Atlanta at New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Cincinnati at Washington.
Cincinnati.
Washington.
I'm going Cincinnati.
Chase Young is going to eat fucking Joe Burrow alive.
New York Jets at, I almost said San Diego. The Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers.
Let's
at Chargers.
It's in LA. Oh, crazy. There's no fans still.
No, but
This could be the
at
game
that.
that they win.
No,
This
look
could
at
be the
that.
game that the Jets win.
Look at that. Look at that.
He wants to put the idiot button.
I'm going.
You gotta you
I'm
gotta
going
travel.
Chargers.
You gotta travel that far.
It's 2020. It's been
How
weirder.
many times do you want me to flash it?
That's the thing. I didn't even make my pick yet. And you're giving me the idiot button.
No, you told me to give it to him.
Oh, to him?
Is that
He
not
told
what-
me to give it to him. He told you to give it to me.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me just.
I'm not saying I'm
Here
picking
you go,
the
Lucas.
Jets.
I'm giving it to him.
Well, what are you picking?
I'm picking the Chargers. I
Okay.
just wanted to
Oh,
say.
well,
Take that off then.
It's already on.
No, leave that confusion there. I'm just saying, if they're gonna win a game, it's gonna be against a rookie quarterback.
I think you're right. Hot Miami at Denver.
Miami.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going Miami as well.
Tua hasn't thrown a pick. He's efficient, and as we can see right now, Drew Lock is not
Hold
very
on,
efficient.
Lucas has something to say here.
No. I'm honestly Denver plays very well at home.
He's got a point.
Tua's used to high altitudes though. Hawaii.
But
Just
wait. But remember, you're going from Miami to Denver, which is how much of a time layover?
it's a 2-hour
By
time
Lucas's
zone
logic, every road team should lose.
Yes. No. I'm trying to pick.
The jet lag
You
is too
fucking
much
schmuck.
for them.
You're a fucking schmuck.
Honestly,
You're a
honestly,
fucking
Jet
schmuck.
lag.
honestly, I'm gonna go Denver.
All right, that's a good pick. We'll keep that on the reminder for next Sunday. Cowboys at Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I'm gonna go Vikings.
They're not gonna be able to stop Dalvin Cook. Kirk won't have to do shit. And guess what? Primetime Purple's coming out in a not primetime game.
I'm actually gonna take Dallas in this one because
You just said you're gonna take the Vikings.
yes, I said that, but I'm actually gonna take Dallas in this one. This is why. I think that if the Vikings lose,
It's because they have an FCS quarterback. You're believing in Danucci too much.
no, he's not there. He's not even the quarterback. It's that Gilbert now.
Fucking Garrett Gilbert.
But
Isn't actually? I think Andy Dalton's supposed to come back this week.
Oh, is he? Okay. Well, all right.
The Red Rocket throwing in primetime purple.
Either way, I'm actually taking Dallas in that matchup. Green Bay at Indianapolis. I think we all are gonna pick Indianapolis.
Actually, I'm gonna pick Indy.
I'm gonna. How could you not pick Indianapolis
They have a good
after Green Bay's terrible performance?
They have the best defense
It's
in the league right now.
Indianapolis, Lucas.
They have the
I'll
best
love-
defense in the league.
It's
I'll love Green Bay.
yuck. All right, Kansas City at Oakland.
Kansas City.
Oakland won last time.
Oakland doesn't exist anymore.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Sorry, Las Vegas
At Las Vegas.
It's in Las Vegas. They won in Kansas City.
Fuck.
I'm taking Chiefs though.
I don't think they lose to them
Alec Ingram was
twice.
watching.
I know, and that's why I'm gonna go Raiders.
Ah, all right.
Wait, did the Chiefs have a bye week this week?
Yes,
right
they
now?
did. Yes, they did.
Okay. Chiefs for sure. That's my lock. That's my lock pick for win. Andy Reid coach teams are the best off of a bye
Do
week.
you want to pick Monday night's next game? Because we're gonna have a show before then. I assume you don't.
Let's just
No, we'll do a preview for that.
Okay.
We'll just do a preview for that. We're done. yeah, well, thanks for tuning in. Drop in the comments whatever we missed. Good hit. And if there's anything else you want us to talk about, because we need more we need more opportunities for content, guys. Like, subscribe, share the video, tell your friends, tell your grandma.
Packers are still gonna win against the Colts.
Packers are fucking frauds. Skull Vikes. Let's get out of here.